Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Redshire, and it's under the command of Oxagon of ENJ0Y, and he's got 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of his howitzer. Now it's a 203mm main howitzer capable of doing 900 alpha, and it will penetrate through 52mm of armor with standard HE and penetrate and do a burst radius of 10.4 meters. Also got stun duration of between 12.6 seconds and 28 seconds, and that can be very, very useful when you're trying to stun the enemy for your teammates. Now this is the Arty that was going to be built on the KV220 hull, but they never got around to building it because, of course, they only built 2 hulls with the KV222, and so it never got put into main production. Okay, he's waiting for the enemy to turn up on this side of the battlefield. Nobody turned up yet. Oh, tree just went down in the bottom. Yeah, more trees going down. So there's enemy over there at that particular moment, but instead, from this position, he can get shots on this Object 140, but he switches back because suddenly a Progetto 46 gets spotted on the hill, and he's lining up the shot in his track. Oh, it just went a little long. He was within the stun radius, though. I must admit, I do try to focus on that hill to start with right at the commencement of the battle on this map, if I'm on the north spawn, mainly because so many tanks go up the hill to try and shoot at our guys going up towards the Zeppelin, and it actually can be quite useful. Rounds out. Well, splash the Kunstpanzer for 293. Standard reload time is 37.39 seconds, and we could see that that Oxagon had a reload time of about 28 or thereabouts. So he's knocked more than a few seconds off, very close to 9 seconds off the reload time. Going for the Kunstpanzer again, lines it up in his path. He's moving quickly, this guy. Fires to try and get near him. Unfortunately, we lost sight of him before we could get an accurate fix. Over on the other side of the battlefield, the east side, we can see a Senlak has actually been trying to spot our team. He's using the river for cover. Meanwhile, over near the Zeppelin, we can see a Conqueror is trying to defend. Rounds out. 188 hit points of splash. It's the stun really that's helping, because he's already picked up 466 of stun from one shot that hit the Conqueror. Okay, he's lost his stun, so we can try again. Almost loaded. 28.35 seconds is the reload time. And more stun applied, but again, it was further away from the Conqueror, so he's only got about 10 seconds, 12 seconds worth of stun, and he's rapidly losing that. Okay, that's a good target. In fact, there's 2 enemy tanks together there, and 2 enemy tanks means you can not only stun 2 at the same time, but you also might splash both of them. So go for the weaker tank. That's it, the UDES. He pulls back. Oh, just in time to avoid getting struck, but the Basante did get stunned anyway. Because it's so far away, he's firing from one side of the battlefield all the way over to the other. It can be really difficult to try and get the shell in there if they get warning that a shell's on the way. In fact, that UDES did do that. He got warning, he pulled back quickly. Rounds out. Well, we're getting a bit of lag there. Bit of a spike on the ping, and so that Senlak appeared to stop dead and then start moving again afterwards, and that was entirely down to a spike. Okay, can we get a shot on this one? CC1 Mark II, thin armor, rounds out. 345 hit points on that one. Even though it was a splash, mark the target to let his teammates know that's what I'm going for. Always useful. I always say that, you know, by using your T key to actually specify your targets, you're communicating with your teammates to say, that's what I'm going to attack. So watch out when that stun appears, then you can attack him, then you can hit him, and we'll pick up some extra credits. But he's decided against going for that one. He's going to try and lay a shell over this side, going for the Bisonte. Now he's dialing in blind. Rounds out. Well, that's in the general area where the Bisonte was last seen. And they just lost their E75. It was the last tank that was actually stopping our guys from pulling through the Zeppelin. So all they've got now in that area is the Conqueror, the Udes, and that Bisonte. And meanwhile, over on this side, we've got that... Oh, there's a Shrek here, out in the open. Again, thin armor on these things. Dials it in, rounds out, looks good. Oh, direct hit! Oh, he hit something in there. It might not be the Shrek that he actually hit, but it looked like it was going to be the Shrek. And the Shrek has turned up and he is missing a whole chunk of hit points. So it does look as if he did hit the Shrek. Yeah, he's missing a huge amount of hit points there. Okay, we're going to see if we can hit that Progetto. He's pulling back. That's it. Right amount of lag or lead. Well, splashed him for 110. And he's taking fire, so we're getting some stun assist off that one. The Shrek, meanwhile, is basically now a splash kill. We could get him if we can land the shell near him. He will expire. And we're almost loaded. I think the reason the Shrek didn't go behind that rock was because there was somebody there already. And yes, he got him. Splash kill. Just need to land the shell near them to take them out. Yes, that CC1 Mark II probably wasn't willing to share the rock that he was hiding behind. And it would have been difficult for two tank destroyers with their guns facing forward to hide behind the same rock. So he's going to go for the CC1 Mark II. Lines it up, rounds out, and... well, the shell went exactly to the aim point, but sadly the CC1 Mark II have moved forward and only took 142 off that one. Now he's using the wreck for that Progetto for cover. We've got guys in the castle who are actually shooting out through the gates to try and get shots on that CC1 Mark II. That's why he's parked himself alongside the wreck. Here we go. Gonna have a go at him this time. Rounds out straight away. Direct hit. Right on the money. 412. He's now one shot. Or splash kill, I should say. Unfortunately, we've lost a huge number of our teammates over on the Zeppelin. In fact, our attack on that area has now petered out, mainly because the enemy had the Udes, the Bisonte, and the Conqueror to stop them. Direct hit wipes him out altogether. We're two tanks behind the enemy now. This is not looking good. And now they've got an enemy tank up there on the hill. It's Kunstpanzer. MXM449 Liberté. We're almost loaded. Can we get a hit? Lines it up, rounds out, and splashes him for 166. Unfortunately, the Liberté kills our weapon trigger. But we're back to being two tanks behind because we just managed to get their T-32. Oh, that was good. The Liberté went down to the Scorpion G. Now, you may have noticed, actually, that it keeps flashing up on the right-hand side of the map that Eagle Eye is off or on. Some players actually do have their Arty commanders or gunners trained with ENJ0Y. I think it's commanders actually. And that's to actually tell them if modules are damaged on the enemy. Sadly, it doesn't tend to work, or at least I've been told it doesn't work. That was a direct hit on the Progetto. Yeah, so if you do see ENJ0Y active or on or off, it won't tell you what damage you're doing if you're in an Arty. So it doesn't work for Arty players. But some people do train their crews in it regardless. Okay, we're going to try and get a shot on this Scorpion G when he pulls back. Okay, line it up. He fires the round in. Oh, he doesn't go forward. He actually didn't go back. He went forward. And now our Lion is in a lot of trouble. But he still gets the kill on the Scorpion. Unfortunately, the Lion went down to the Progetto directly after that. So now it's 4 versus 5. Okay, end stages of battle. We've got this Bisonte, the one we've hit before, trying to go after our Object Treble 7 version 2. We've just took Arty round, which tells us where the enemy Arty is. He is actually down somewhere on the K row in grid squares 7 or 8, I think. So it's where the spawn point is for Arty. That shell seemed to come in at just the right angle for somebody being down there. Now would be a good time actually for Oxagon to think about moving south, just in case the enemy does make it towards our cap area. He's safe at the moment from that corner, but it does also present a bit of a problem with angles because he can't get a decent shot on that Bisonte from this point because he's hiding behind the rock. The trajectory of the shell's just not good enough to actually try and loop the shell over the top of the rock into the target. You can see the rock is getting in the way. So what we've got to hope is that he pulls back, and oh, he does pull back, but we fired, and that shell's not going to do anything. But we do have plenty of shells in a 212A, unlike some of the other RTs I could mention, which actually have too few shells, such as the Object 261. The 212A has no problem with shell number. Okay, next enemy's been spotted. It's a Conqueror, the same one we've hit before. Now he's leading the target here at the moment. Trying to dial in ahead of him so he can get an accurate shot. Fires the round in and direct hit right on the money. And he takes a kill shot directly afterwards. So we get the stun assist now. Numbers have changed. It's 4 versus 3 now. Okay, there's the Progetto. He's very, very low on hit points. And it looks like he's hiding near that rock area. Yeah, he's using that rock for cover. But no, he's abandoned it. Rounds out. Trying to get a splash kill there. 2-minute warning. Now that Kunstpanzer's fairly close now. He might be able to spot us if it weren't for the fact that we're in a depression there. There he is. He's stationary, but we're still loading. The Kunstpanzer goes down to the Leopard 1. But now we've got that Progetto and the Leopard 1 gets killed. Oh, he got a splash kill on the Progetto, which means now there's only one enemy left, and it is the Arty. Probably in K7 or K8 rather than K6. Yep, he is. He's in K8. It's been spotted now. Although he's now moving to K7. Okay, rounds out. Here we go. Can we get a kill? Right away from the other end of the battlefield, he gets the last kill of the game. 4 kills for Oxagon. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Oxagon in the 212A. He managed to get a fight-up badge when he killed that last enemy, Arty, the 212A. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. And he got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. His win rate was 5,801, which is super unicum and a lot more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game was by Oxagon. 4,105 hit points of damage went to him, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, so all he managed to get was a Gauze medal out of that one instead of the high caliber. 3,995 went to the ISU-152K, and 3,764 went to the Lion on his team. When it came to kills, he also got the highest in those. 4 kills went to Oxagon, 3 kills went to the Kunstpanzer on the enemy team, 2 kills went to the ISU-152K, the Lion, and the Leopard 1 on his own team. And on the enemy team, they're Progetto46, who got a Aslains medal, so he killed 2 tanks which were at least 1 tier higher than him. He got 2 kills, so 2128 and the Shrek. When it came to base XP, there were 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base, with the Object Treble 7 version 2 getting a steel wall and 1,380 base experience points. 1,093 went to Oxagon with his Gauze medal, and 1,020 went to the ISU-152K. He fired 24 rounds. He almost ran out of standard HE in that game. 6 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, which I'm sure is that last round that hit the 212A. Yes, it went straight through him. Very thin armor on the casement of a 212A, but then it's only supposed to stop machine gun bullets and shrapnel. It wasn't supposed to stop a direct hit from a tank gun or an artillery round. He also managed to get 20 splashes on the enemy as well. 4,105 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 4, did 1,040 hit points of stun assist off 17 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 51,356 credits, but he had a rather large amount of consumables there, which meant that he actually ended up with 14,485 credit loss for the game. I think that's because he hasn't bought the premium consumables in advance. If you buy them in advance, then it never appears on your costs on your battle results, and it makes your battle results look better, but it means that most of the credits that you actually earn during battles you store up, and then of course you buy the consumables when they're really cheap at half price. And of course that reduces the cost overall, because you're only paying 10,000 for a premium consumable instead of 20,000, but it never appears on your results. So it actually makes you more efficient. It makes you look as if you're actually doing much better in these games, because you're actually earning a profit on these games instead of actually suffering a loss because you're having to resupply at the full price for the premium consumables. It's just a little tip actually. 1,639 XP, and that's all he took away from that one. But it was a very good battle. It was going one way at one point, and the enemy was actually doing rather well. They managed to wipe out our entire attack force that was actually going through the Zeppelin. And although they put up a very strong resistance with, of course, that Bisonte, the Udes, and of course the Conqueror, stopped our guys from going through. And consequently, eventually, our guys got wiped out because they were in a better position. But Oxagon did his best to try and dislodge those people, stop them camping. But there were just so many other targets he had to deal with as well. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.